Another YouTube test video. And my coffee isn't even full. Oh no. Here we be. Mandela Effect similarities. Two kinds of people I ran across who experienced the Mandela Effect. The first are the ones who are listening or even making videos talking about the Mandela Effect. Yours truly and yours truly. Two is people who see the Mandela Effect, but it doesn't affect their lives as dramatically. They somehow are able to apply, I guess, what the modern psychologists would say is the healthy cognitive dissonance towards the scenario. Which is fine, because between both camps of people that do see the Mandela Effect a little bit, or a bit, I find more often than not there's a lot of compassion in these people. A lot of empathy. That these are not the kind of people who are necessarily unconscious towards at least attempting to make a better world. The kind of people who would surrender to their humility right away and say, hey, I'm human and I'm nowhere fucking near perfect. However, knowing that they have a heart, and knowing at times they fucking lose it because they have a heart and they live in this world where it feels heartless, where it feels apathetic. Beautiful thing about this world. Speaking from my own personal experience, what I've experienced in the last 2 weeks in California, historical California wildfire, campfire. The outpour of donations, of helping hands, of just an ear to listen to, made me cry multiple times. Tears of joy. A reminder, thank goodness, we're not so apathetic as we think we are all the fucking time. We're not. It may take a national tragedy for that to be reconciled with and seen. But we're not. Digress. I feel like another interesting thing about people who experience the Mandela Effect maybe I'm wrong and maybe this is a hunch, but more often than not, people who experience the Mandela Effect are free thinkers. Free thinkers upright. My favorite quote from Albert Einstein: intuition is but a gift. Rationality is but a faithful servant. We live in a society that forgets the gift and worships the servant. The servant, the tool, rationality, logic. It serves its place, but not without the intuition. Subquoting Eckhart Tolle, a great author, modern day philosophy. The rational mind, the ego, speaks loudly. You will always hear it loudly. And it bursts right into the door of consciousness. Rudely. Where your intuition whispers softly. And requires an invitation, requires your own conscious consent for it to really listen, for you to really listen to it. We experience the Mandela Effect because our intuition is online, because our empathic skills that we have innately as multidimensional beings are being remembered. We're experiencing the Mandela Effect because every single one of us who have, maybe this is a leap, have had this sense, this sense of deep alienation, as if the world they exist in isn't A, right, and B, not B, falling. Ever since I was born, I've had this vague, weird sense as if everything around me was a joke. It was a front. It was this thought, honestly, of the Truman Show. And once I actually saw the movie Truman Show, it became my favorite Jim Carrey movie because I thought about that shit. Staring at my wall in the 2nd grade. Staring into a wall as white as the one in the background. Thinking of randomly a bat and thinking, why do bats exist? And thinking, why do I exist? And why do I exist as me? And why do I exist in this character? And why do I go to this school? And what is this really about? Why am I me specifically? And that's human. It's beautiful. It's something we all have. But there are us, such as us who are experiencing the Mandela Effect, who when we have this perplexed questioning because we have the innate capacity to know our mortality. We have this questioning. Some of us don't turn it off enough because we see through the indoctrination of the schooling system, of what we're told we have to do in society, of what we have to conform to at the end of the day. Favorite John Lennon song, Working Class Hero, right? As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all. Yeah. They hurt you and scared you for 20-odd years, and then they expect you to pick a career. When you're a Mandela affected person like me, you could be hitting your mid-20s next fucking month and know for certain that you're not going to live in that same society. You're not going to live in that same world. That whatever the fuck happens, you will pave your own way as a pioneer, as a free thinker, as one who knows their gift, thereby does not worship the servant. Stay strong, Mandela affected people. We are the pioneers. How long does it take? How long will they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Bob Marley questions. Until we realize we are all the prophets. And yes, it may take the minority of us, such as it feels like it's the minority of us who experience the Mandela effect in our own interpersonal lives. But it's always quality over quantity in the long term. In any good movement that is about any true social progression, from the civil rights movement to child labor laws to the women's suffrage movement, it was always the few that pushed the many. And even though it doesn't matter, the nation thing, tapping into American culture and the American ethos, when it comes to inalienable rights, I knew ever since I could be conscious of my own existence that the rights of this ecosystem and the rights of other non-human beings are suppressed, so how do we expect ours to be? Especially when it is our ecosystem, our planet. Her consciousness is our consciousness. And we're at the threshold of truly architecting and waking up to what it means to be human. People who experience the Mandela Effect have that sliver in the back of their mind saying, ever since they're conscious of their own existence, the way that we live and our existence as we make it is missing something. Could be so much more than what we make it. And that's why we're here, Mandela affected people, to make it a better world. Simply, we're multidimensional beings. Think quantumly. You put plans out there in the cosmos, and reality has plans for you, linearly speaking. But when we think quantumly, we do not resist the mayhem and the chaos. We live the vibration of that inner vision that we already have collectively. Now. Because it already exists. Now. This is a YouTube test number 2 for peaceful and loving Mandela Effect testimonies. Thank you for listening.